Hey clubbers, welcome to Disney's Boardwalk Villas, where we were lucky enough today to grab a 2-bedroom. We're in a 2-bedroom lock-off, so we have 3071 and also 3069. The left side being the 1-bedroom and the right side being the studio. So we're gonna jump in here. We're gonna start with the 1-bedroom side. First thing you see when you walk in, you get that nice little dining table with the booth seat. To the right, as soon as you walk in, there is a closet. Pretty spacious. And you have extra pillows and blankets up there, but it does go down pretty far. And then right when you walk in, there is a mirror. We're gonna venture in on the left-hand side. Really cool artwork. Looks like Donald and the gang. My main man, I love Donald. We're gonna go to the left, and the first closet is your washer and dryer unit. Very nice to have. Continuing, we go into the master bath. So there's a walk-in shower. Very nice. Looks like you have the wand and the kind of like rainfall shower. You have like a little cubby. And then you have your toiletries that are the pumps. I don't know if they're all pumps now. It seems like every room that we do a tour of, they're all the pumps now. They don't do the little individuals anymore. Above the toilet, you do have a pretty cool picture of the boardwalk. Single vanity, beautiful countertops. I love the refurb that they did here. When Kathleen and I were discussing it, we kind of said, if it seemed like if Beach Club and Grand Floridian had a baby, this is kind of what they came up with at the boardwalk. But a little bit of storage down below there. I don't think these open up. That's just to hang a towel on there. We're gonna continue. So this is one vanity, one sink with your walk-in shower, but you're gonna continue. There's another vanity over here. Looks like one sink, plenty of storage underneath. I gotta look behind here. Is there a closet? There is. Oh, okay. So you have your ironing board, and you do have a safe. Little laundry basket up there. Wow, that just kind of keeps on going. Okay. Pretty big closet. You got the light up makeup mirror. And then over here, check this out. Beautiful picture. Donald and Daisy, Mickey and Minnie on the swan boats, riding right past the boardwalk. Look at this tub. Nice soaker tub. 12-hour day at the park. Your feet are killing, you're all sweaty. What better way to come back to your room and relax than just jumping in that? Look at that, that goes pretty deep. Very nice. We'll keep walking over here. So this is going to be the master bedroom. You have, looks like a little seat, like a little bench with some storage underneath of that. You do have a full-length mirror right above there. Let me see if I can kind of pan out. Just give you guys an overview of the size of it. 6-drawer dresser underneath the TV. Pretty large TV, standard size. I do like the drawers, like the texture. Really, really nice. Plenty of storage. With the refurb came the countertops with the plugs and the USBs. That's nice. You do have a cool little chair over here. The colors are nice. I like what they did. There's some greens and some blues, some yellows, but very nice. Check this lamp out. I was looking at this lamp. You've got the hidden Mickeys and the lampshade, and then a cool little shelf. More artwork. You got Mickey and Minnie having a picnic. Pluto's back there saying, hey, what about me? On the blackout curtains, I love that they do the characters. Mickey and Donald. Looks like Pluto. I see Minnie. Goofy's up there. We'll get to the balcony in a minute. So both sides, this is a king size bed. You can see the color scheme going on again. They have kind of like the yellowish, gold, brown, green. Very nice. Both sides of the bed have a bedside table, and they do have the plugs with the USBs, and each one has a little lamp. And then they do have the reader lights on the headboard. We're gonna come over here. Same thing on this side. This is another bedside table, same exact thing. Artwork in the room, love it. There's the goof, and then our two favorites, Donald and Daisy, just looking at each other. Gotta love that. So that is the master bedroom. Pretty spacious. Can't complain about that. Beautiful carpeting. Like I said, the color scheme that they have going on here is really cool, but it's very similar to Grand Floridian. We just actually checked out of a 2-bedroom at Grand Floridian today and just got our room over here at Boardwalk. So we just moved over here. And the similarities are kind of striking with the color scheme. Okay, so let's swing back around. This was your master bathroom that we already looked at. Washer and dryer. So we're still on the 1-bedroom side of this. So when you walk into the main living area, this is of course the full kitchen. Beautiful countertops. You've got your Keurig Duo. Full-size oven, stove, microwave. You've got the full-size refrigerator and the freezer. Always nice to have. And let's look inside these cabinets just to show you what you got. Plates and bowls. Looks like some casserole dishes, water pitchers. You do have a toaster. I don't think I said the toaster, but mugs, wine glasses. Got some beverage glasses there. And then you have casserole dishes, bowls, mixing bowls, strainer. What more could you want? All the comforts of home. Silverware. Oh, wow. You got measuring cups, all of the utensils. Down here you have, looks like little frying pans, pots. Even a little tiny cutting board. So yeah, what more could you possibly want? I mean, like I said, it's all the comforts of home. Make some meals, got some extra paper towels, your trash, dishwasher soap. Over to the left, across from the kitchen, is the dining. It's an oval shaped table with 2 pretty good sized chairs and then a bench. Looks like maybe you could fit 2 or 3 at the bench. And then of course 2 more people at these chairs. More beautiful artwork at the boardwalk. Mickey and Minnie walking down the boardwalk. And then over there you got the goof, being goofy. We'll walk into the living area. There are 2 chairs, they're like little bar stools. So that's kind of nice too. So you can get 4 to 5 at the dining room table, but you can also get 2 more that just cozy up to the countertop at the kitchen. And then over here, you do have a TV. This is your standard size TV. More USBs and plugs under that. And it looks like, oh yeah. So there's 3 drawers there. Lots of storage again. And that's meant for whoever is staying in this full-size Murphy that's across the way here. You got the big couch. Hey Disney. My favorite artwork in this place. Donald and Daisy having a picnic. Look at the way he looks at her. Gotta love that. We're gonna pull this down. This is a full size. Oh, look at the pillows. You got hidden Mickeys on the pillows. So nice. The little touches. Very cool. Let's pull this down. I'll show you guys the artwork behind here. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Donald is dreaming of himself and Daisy riding the carousel. I think I'm sleeping here tonight. That's so cool. I like that one. All right, let's close this back up. Give you an overview. Again, here's the sleeper sofa, the full size. Over there is your dining area. Full size kitchen. Look at this space. Lots of space. Beautiful colors again. That takes care of the 1 bedroom side of this, but again, this is a 2 bedroom lock off. So this door will actually open up and there's another door on the other side that you have to unlock. But this is gonna take us into the studio. Fun fact, the 1 bedroom sleep 4 people. When you come over to the smaller studio units, that actually sleeps 5 people. Kind of crazy. So looking at the studio, it's just a standard studio, but you have the table that lifts up. And then this is actually the queen size Murphy. Looks like you got Goofy and Max hanging out. We're gonna pull this down and show you the artwork. And somebody's snoring. That's pretty cool. But this is the queen size pull down. Push that back up. And again, over here, the blackout curtains have the pictures of the characters on there. Really cool touches. I was saying, we just did the video over at Grand Floridian and they have pretty much this exact same artwork on the wall of Mickey and Minnie. Maybe that's why this place reminds me so much of the Grand Flo, the way that they decorated it. Give you an overview of this space. So we just pulled down the Queen Murphy. Over here is another queen size bed. Beautiful colors again, like I said, with the minty greens, very calming colors. The bedside table has the Hey Disney in here. You do have USBs and plugs. And then over here you do have a bedside table. So they have, this is where the 5th person can sleep. Under the TV, you do have the single Murphy that pulls down. And you have Mickey and Minnie hanging out in the pool, having a good time on a hot day. But that's kind of the cool thing about the studios. That's where the 5th person goes, is in that single Murphy. And then they also have these 2 little kind of like stoles that pull out. I'm not sure if you just want to sit down on these, put your feet up on them, whatever you want to do. Plenty of storage. Another mirror. And then on this side, you have some similar artwork. We had Goofy, Donald, and Daisy on the 1 bedroom, and now you have Pluto, Mickey, and Minnie over here. And I like, they don't have a table, but I like, they're smart enough to put a shelf over there. and they put plenty of plugs and USBs. So very functional. And they do have the lights, the reading lights. So for being a studio and sleeping 5, that's pretty cool. So there's your 2 on the queen, 2 on the queen pull out, and then 1 on the single. But really, really cool. We're gonna check out the bathroom. I'm kind of going backwards. Single vanity, kind of a small sink, but plenty of storage. Over here, standard closet. You've got your extra pillows and blankets. There's another safe, another iron and ironing board. And then across from the bathroom area, oh, I forgot. Here's the toilet and the shower area. More cool artwork. And then this shower over here is your standard tub and shower combo. And again, you have your toiletry pumps on the wall. So the studio has the little kitchenette, and you have the little microwave. You have another Keurig over here. Love that backsplash. Mini fridge. You've got your trash down there. And then more, these are the plastic cups, but over on the 1-bedroom side, you had the china. Yeah. More paper towels. Full-size mirror. And then this is where you would come in for the studio. Oh, and there's another pretty cool piece of artwork. Mickey and Minnie walking right in front of the boardwalk. But this is where you would come in on the front door. Bathroom, and then all this living space. So the studio's a little over 300 square feet, and then the 1-bedroom is a little over 700 square feet. Total, you're gonna get just a little over 1,000 square feet for the 2-bedroom lock-off. We just left Grand Flow, and I think those are like 1,230 square feet, but those weren't lock-offs. So a little bit of a difference you can tell space-wise. It's a little different. It's nice to experience like a dedicated 2-bedroom like we had at Grand Flow versus a lock-off. I can see some pros and some cons between the two, but honestly, if you just prop those 2 doors open, you're just walking from one unit right to the next. Let's go check out the balcony. There's a big difference between the Grand Floridian 2-bedroom balcony and then when you get a lock-off. So the 1-bedroom balcony is pretty long. Down there is two chairs and a table, and that would be where the master bedroom is. And then you have 2 more chairs and a table here. We're in the front of the building, so not the best of views because we kind of look at Bell Services right there. But you do see the Skyliner going by, which is kind of cool. And we stayed in the front before, and we actually saw the character bus pull up, and we were watching all the characters come into the building. But it is pretty over here. Get a nice little view of the front of the boardwalk. And then if we walk to the other side, the studio has its own balcony. Come back in. And then you can see where it separates. Very cool. So that's about it. 2-bedroom lock-off at the Boardwalk Villas. Sleeps 9 total. So again, you get 4 in the 1-bedroom and you get 5 in the studio. Really cool. I like the refurb that they did. All the colors. Points wise, just like I said at the Grand Floridian, I'm not real sure exactly how many points they are. I'm sure they're probably pricey because this is June. So you're gonna pay a little bit more at peak season, but we had Lily and her friends stay with us, so we needed a little extra space. It's always nice to splurge a little bit and go up from the studios or the one bedrooms if they're able to. But again, about maybe 1,050 square feet total between the two. But they're really cool, really, really nice. Just beautiful what they did with the refurb. And like I said, don't tell Kathleen, but I might be sleeping there tonight because of Donald and Daisy. We love it. Thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna do another video real soon, and we'll DVC you real soon.